Hey everyone, welcome to G-Reviews. Are you an adventure seeker? Are you also going to the Big Island of Hawaii? Next up on G-Reviews, we show you all around the Big Island and the top 3 things I think you should be doing on the Big Island of Hawaii. Okay, so here we are at the Visitor Center, Mauna Kea. We're about to go up 9,000 feet. Where are we, honey?
We are on top of Mauna Kea.
We are at the summit of Mauna Kea. We are about to witness sunrise. We are right next to these observatories. There's observatories all around us. There's one other Jeep up here. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. All right, there's 45-mile-an-hour winds. So as soon as we get out of this vehicle, it's gonna be pretty nuts. Whew. Dang, look at this. My wife doesn't want to get out of the vehicle. Okay guys, so if you're curious about Mauna Kea and going up there, you do need a lifted Jeep. You can't just rent them from the normal places like a Hertz or a National. You gotta actually go to one of the local Jeep rental places. The one that we went to is called Hawaii Lifted Jeeps, and they do a really fantastic job. The price is reasonable. And also the time frame, you got to get up to the top before the sun rises. So we left Kona, I'm wanting to say about 4:30 in the morning to get up to Mauna Kea right before 6:30 when the sun rose. Look at that one. Look at that. Look. Woohoo! One other thing that you may not be thinking about is the altitude. So the altitude is about 13,000, a little bit 14,000, almost 14,000 feet. You have to acclimate at the visitor center for 30 minutes prior to going up to the top. There's always park rangers to just kind of show you where you got to go. There's something else to keep in mind when you're going to the top of Mauna Kea. Just allow yourself plenty of time to get up and get down. Here we are at the summit of Mauna Kea, and you can see the dust coming off the car is super duper windy. It's like shaking the
Very windy.
Shaking the Jeep.
But beautiful. Yeah.
The clouds, like we're so far above the clouds here. Going diving again, honey bun.
We are going to the Garden Hill Park. And then Manta.
Woohoo! And Kona, Hawaii. Awesome. All right, so the Manta Ray scuba diving. So we went with a company called Kona Honu Divers, and this is my wife hopping in the dark water. So we went in April, and the water temperature was literally about 80 degrees, so it really was not cold. It was very comfortable. Neither of us have ever done a night dive before, so this is our very first night dive, and what an amazing night dive it was. As you can see on the screen here, all the lights over there, it's called the campfire. They basically just put a bunch of really bright wireless lights down at the bottom here in a circle. It attracts plankton or phytoplankton, and the manta rays come and swoop through the lights just to eat all the plankton. So, and I think they do this every single night. We got super duper lucky, as you'll see in some of the footage here. We saw they counted 13 distinct manta rays, and they know that they're different because of the markings on their bellies. If you're scuba certified, or even if you're not, you can also do snorkeling on the surface. Any lights that you kind of see like over there on the surface, those are snorkelers that are basically holding on to surfboards with lights mounted to them. And of course, it's not the same perspective. You're just looking at them from above. However, the manta rays did go up there and get really close to even the snorkelers. But of course, we're scuba certified, so we wanted to kind of do it right. And it is just out of this world. Like, this stuff is it's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Honestly, on my whole entire Hawaii trip, this was, in my opinion, my favorite activity we did on the entire trip. If you are scuba certified, I highly, highly recommend doing this. The campfire is only about 30 feet down, so it's not a really deep dive or anything like that. And we were down there for a good half an hour. So we really got to enjoy the manta rays. And as you'll see a little bit later on, we saw an eel. We also saw a really, really rare monk seal. And apparently our dive instructor said that the monk seal is, anyway, the monk seal, they can be a little bit dangerous. So we had to get out of there before the monk was too curious. He was actually coming like right up to the instructors, and they said that they can be a little aggressive. So we did get out of there fairly soon after the monk seal arrived. However, I did get some footage, so just enjoy the footage, and we'll catch you in the next adventure on the Big Island. And here is our friend the monk seal. As you can see, he's getting pretty close to the people here. He's kind of looking around, so we kind of skedoodled right after he came, unfortunately. So the last adventure that I have for you on the Big Island is Volcanoes National Park. And it can be a huge adventure and it might not be a huge adventure. Really, it all depends on if the volcano is erupting or not. We had the unfortunate luck of having the volcano erupt right before we got there and then also right after. Literally, it was erupting 2 days before we got there and it started erupting 2 days right after we went as well. So it was beautiful though. The crater was really pretty. We didn't get a chance to hike because the weather ended up starting to rain. There is a nice restaurant in the lodge there. There is the nice lava tube, which you see here, which again, if you've been in caverns before, the lava tube's not going to be anything special for you, but it was a unique experience. And then the last thing that we saw when we were in Volcanoes was the arch, and that is about a 30 to 45 minute drive outside of the visitor center, all the way down to the coast. It is a very beautiful drive. You drive through a bunch of lava fields, a lot of little scenic overlooks and things of that nature. But yeah, Volcanoes National Park, if you have the time, again, you're gonna have to go to the other side of the island, outside of Kona. If you're driving straight from Kona, if you're staying in Kona, it's about a 2-hour drive from Kona over to Volcanoes National Park, and there's really not much on the way, so make sure you've got gas and things of that nature. But I highly recommend it if you can get a chance to go over there. It is a totally different side of the Big Island, a lot more nature focused, a lot less houses over there, but it is very, very pretty. And that'll do it for this episode of Dream Reviews. I really appreciate you tuning in. This was the 3 best adventures on the Big Island of Hawaii. Thank you so much for watching. If you would, please smash that like button and subscribe if you're still here. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the Big Island or anything you've seen here. Other than that, we appreciate you watching as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.